I used to rap about playing with my penis.
Hi, hello, what's up? What's going on? It's nothing Richie, or Richie here, whatever you prefer. And I've been gone for a while. Totally get that, understandable. To be angry, of course, because that's just, at this point, it's been the normal for me to just pop out and pop back in. So, this time it's a really serious topic that I want to talk about because this this is the kind of thing that needs to be stopped online. This is disgusting, to say the least. So, about a few days ago, Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Freddy's, uh, the FNAF franchise, he was recently canceled on Twitter, and the point of it was just because he had donated money. And you might think that, well, what's so bad about that? What's so bad about that? There's nothing wrong with it at all, really. He just donated money to the okay, so when Trump was president, there was records of him. He donated to Trump, basically. He said basically, I think he would have donated to anyone, whoever was president at the time. He would donate to anyone who was there, just because he said it was his duty as a citizen just to support his country. So I'm guessing would have done it either way. But he was called a homophobe, a racist, he was called everything just because he had donated to Trump, of all people. Honestly, personally, I think he's a really great person. He's donated over $100,000 these past few years, not even just to Trump, to charity streams, charity in general. People that wanted to make fan games for him, and they just didn't have the funds to make a next game, or the games weren't very popular. He donated to those games. He donated. So at this point, I was like, why would he be canceled for this? This is donation. Donation is something very selfless. It's not something that should be shamed. If you donate, you donate. It's a good thing. No matter what, it should be called as a good cause. And basically, no. Twitter thinks the opposite. He was recently threatened to be doxxed, and I'll show you his response right here. We'll talk about it after it, and watch.
Say that the last few days have been surreal would be an understatement. I've debated greatly how best to address this, including not addressing it at all. But with so many people from the LGBT community in the fan base that I love, that's not an option. I'd like to think that the last 7 years would have given me the benefit of the doubt in regards to how I try to treat people, but there I was, trending on Twitter for being a homophobe, getting doxxed, with people threatening to come to my house. My wife is 6 weeks pregnant and she spent last night in fear because of what was being said online. She has already been struggling with her pregnancy, so seeing her so afraid really scared me. All this because I exercised my right, and my duty, as an American citizen, to vote for and support the candidates who I felt could best run the country, for everyone. And that's something that I won't apologize for. For those who took the time to look, you saw that the candidates I supported included men, women, white people, black people, Republicans, and Democrats. I supported Kimberly Klacik in Baltimore because I believed that she really cared for the African American community there and wanted to pull them out of poverty. I believed she could have really made a difference in a time when so many black communities were struggling. She lost, unfortunately. I supported Tulsi Gabbard, a Democrat, even though I disagreed with her on several issues, because I felt she would have been a good and fair president. And yes, I supported President Trump, because I felt he was the best man to fuel a strong economy and stand up to America's enemies abroad, of which there are many. Even if there were candidates who had better things to say to the LGBT community directly, and bigger promises to make, I believed that their stances on other issues would have ended up doing much greater harm to those communities than good. All of this explanation, I fear, is wasted, as people don't want to discuss with one another anymore. They want endless apologies and submission. People who are expecting those from me will get neither. I've always been supportive of creators, and have tried to treat everyone fairly, and treat everyone with dignity and respect. I've never cared about anyone's race, religion, gender, or orientation. I just treat people as people, everyone the same, and because of that, I've ended up with a very diverse group of people that I've worked with over the years. It wasn't intentional, it just happened that way. I choose people who are best for the job, I treat everyone the same, and I ended up with people from all walks of life in my professional life and my personal life as well. That's the way it should be. That's the way I want it to be. That's the way I will continue to be. I'm a Republican. I'm a Christian. I'm pro-life. I believe in God. I also believe in equality, and in science, and in common sense. Despite what some may say, all of those things can go together. That's not an apology or promise to change, it's the way it's always been. If I get cancelled, then I get cancelled. I don't do this for the money anymore, I do it because I enjoy it. If people think I'm doing more harm than good now, then maybe it's better that I get cancelled and retire. I would accept that. I've had a fulfilling career. Besides, most things that people can take from you are things that never had much value to begin with. I have always loved, and will continue to love, this community and this fan base, even if someday it doesn't include me anymore.
Talk about this. The fact that this man was just threatened to be doxxed, and his family as well. I'm gonna say this now. The person who did issue that threat to Scott and his family, fuck you. Fuck you, alright? Fuck you. You're a terrible person. I hope you fucking burn, alright? That's far out of line. That's way too out of line for someone like you to be doing that shit. A scumbag. You are a fucking scumbag. Alright, with that shit makes me so fucking pissed off. With that out of the way, the fact that this is like such a thing to happen to someone like Scott of all people. For Scott of all people to be getting trending canceled on Twitter. For Scott, probably one of the most nicest game developers ever, just fucking ever. He's a really nice person. He's done so much for the community. So much in general. He's donated so much money. And it's just so sickening to see this happening. And this happens again and again and again. It happened to Mr. Beast a few fucking times. And it happens to PewDiePie like every fucking Tuesday. PewDiePie can breathe and he'll get canceled. Same with Mr. Beast. He can lift his spoon the wrong way and he'll get canceled. Now we're moving on to people that are genuinely just great people all around. Scott Cawthon, he does everything he can to satisfy people, to satisfy his community. Every community that he's involved with or knows about, he tries to help or satisfy or just be a good person to all around. And it's such a surprising thing to see, where you see someone like Scott just dragged through the mud for literally no reason. And under all of this mess, people that are canceling him are ultimately donation shaming him. This is just straight up donation shaming. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is donation shaming. He's donated money to his fucking country, and this is what he gets. And I just wanted to talk about that shit. It's just so disgusting, and I just hope you guys have a good day. I just wanted to talk about it, and that was basically it. See ya.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars?